I also have in there a resources section, just real quick. So one of them is WikiLeaks. Obviously, WikiLeaks is a big resource. And I try to show people, like, just have it be a quick, simple thing about all the insane stuff in WikiLeaks. A lot of people think, oh, that's just Hillary's emails or it's just George Bush stuff. But they dog out people from all over the world. Right as they were getting called Russian agents by the American government, they dogged out FSB, like the Russian intelligence services. They leaked a bunch of their stuff and dogged them out in a huge way, too. The Turks, the Saudis, everybody gets dogged out by WikiLeaks. Great source of information. I show some other sources, just kind of like some other big document dumps there. One of which is the Panama Papers, which helped the people in Iceland enact a regime change in their country back in 2011. A grassroots kind of hacker and activist-led regime change in their country. Check that out if you guys haven't seen that.
That's awesome.
We have those informational resources. Then we have a bunch of really cool open source intelligence tools. So things for anonymity, like when social media is censoring you and you want to get around that, there's tools to get around that in there.
There's on the website too. That's awesome.
There's tools to bypass paywalls. There's a bunch of like data, like raw data resources in there. If you are part of the movement, if you're trying to help us change this country, there is a bunch of free photo editing tools. Like, so there's a free, like pretty much full version of Photoshop that's web-based and you don't have to pay for it in there. That works really well. There's one of those magic erasers where if you want to erase something out of a picture, but you don't want to erase the actual picture behind it, the AI can deduce what's there. There's one of those upscalers. So you know how in like CSI when they get a really grainy image and they're like enhance and it like grows and it like, so we have one of those in there. But it's essentially just a bunch of a great collection of free tools that we think that everybody should be using. And there's photo analysis tools in there. So in real time, as the Ukrainian government was putting out these BS pictures, we're using some of these photo analysis tools that we have on our website. People on the internet were able to say, look, this is photoshopped clearly, right? There's clear signs of it when you look at it under the right light, and we have the tools in there to do that. So there's video editing tools, right? If you want to make content, you don't have a green screen studio, there's a thing that can you could sit anywhere and it can cut you out with AI.
This is all on the QINTELPRO site.
Yeah, it's on the OS intelligence tools. So we got that, and we got a bunch of other fun stuff. I call it the hacking tools section, and I have to disclaim because I've been to prison already that this is for educational purposes only. But essentially, there's a company called Kali that they make this version of Linux that is a collection of all the baddest fun toys and gadgets from across the internet. Wi-Fi sniffers, password attack, just anything you can think of, right? Hundreds of these things for every category. And they built it all into this really snazzy little operating system that you can install it on a USB drive and put it into any computer and boot to that USB drive. So you could use this thing using the resources of that computer, and then when you get up and you walk away, you pull the USB drive out and there's no trace of you ever being at that computer. So again, for educational purposes only, I need to specify. But check it out; it's some cool stuff. It's some fun toys. So we're trying. Awesome. We've been a part of the movement for a long time. We're doing this thing called the quantum movement, essentially a regime change operation in the United States. And this website is our attempt to be like have a more mainstream posture to show people that like, look, we're not just a bunch of tinfoil hat lunatics from the internet. We're actually like coming at you with some pretty hardcore facts here. And we use a bunch of fun tools and techniques to get that done. So check it out if you haven't had a chance. QINTELPRO